Andrii, where we are right now, Europe seems to have stepped up. Europe seems to have stepped forward. What Trump did on the 28th has allowed Europe to step forward with one voice, that they support you. The question is, what does that mean? So, from your perspective now, what do you think the next move is? Is it back to the table with Trump? Is Trump using this just as a negotiation, or do you think that Trump has genuinely gone over to the dark side and believes that Putin and Russia are his friends and allies rather than Ukraine and Europe, which would be an incredible thing to say? So what do you think? What do you think the next? Because we're now moving into the center game. What do you think the center game is next?
Where we are now, that's the good question. I think no one understands where we are now, including the United Kingdom and the whole Europe and us. But first of all, I have to mention that the general disagreement between Ukraine, means Zelensky, and the United States, means Trump, the general disagreement is lying in a different approach both parties are using regarding Russia. So Trump, as a person without, understanding or admittance for kind of values, is keen to collaborate with Russians, and his security guarantees based only on his words. It doesn't strengthen by any evidences like the increasing military support for Ukraine, sending the troops to Ukraine of the United States, and so on. The only thing he says is that it would never happen if I would be the president instead of Biden. And Putin will listen to me because I said so. It's just not a fundamental, actually, statement. And we can't trust that because we are really experienced the best practices of so-called Russian diplomacy, when Russians always put agreements and never follow those agreements at all. So any kind of document you can sign with them, consider this document worth nothing. It was always like that 500 years ago, 300 years ago, now it's going to be in the future. So we can't accept that kind of approach regarding Russia. And I think that's the key. That's the key point, not to continue to deal with Trump because it's absolutely senseless. Moreover, it's dangerous. It's really dangerous because the real motivations of the Putin we understand very much. And
please carry on.
Yeah, and moreover, the way Trump sees the resolution of the problem through this minerals agreement, I think it might be challenging to execute, to follow, because again, according to Ukrainian constitution, all lands and with everything that in it belongs to the people of Ukraine. So if you put that kind of agreement, you should change the constitution of Ukraine. So you should find 300 voters in the parliament plus one voice to approve this decision. Then we have more than 5,000 special licenses for extractions of deposits. And there are 5,000 companies, different companies, private state entities, which are working on the extraction of those deposits. How can you actually can manage with that? There's supposed to be like 5,000 hearings in the court if you deprive those companies of the licenses because of the agreement with the United States. So it's quite challenging, really.
Okay. So there's that point. We woke up this morning and Trump had suspended sending weapons to Ukraine, and the weapons that were on the way to be delivery were stopped. He, of course, has not authorized any new deliveries of weapons since he's become president, but there was some stuff in the pipeline from Biden. He claims that America is providing more than Europe. That's not true. From my understanding, Europe provides about 60% of Ukraine's weapon support. What does that mean for Ukraine? As a country fighting a war, you have stockpiles. Does that impact on your ability to actually fight the war, to send bullets and rockets and drones to your soldiers?
Yeah, it's quite challenging for us. I have no clear confirmation whether they stop this help or not for now. I hope we get it. But we received approximately 20% of the total amount of support from the United States. 20%. But those 20% were high level of quality and high technology weapon, as the air defense systems, as the ammunition for HIMARS, MLRS, HIMARS systems, as a 155 round.
And those are the offensive. Patriot is the defensive systems, and the HIMARS and the MLRS, those are the offensive systems. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Good, okay.
So it's going to be challenging for our offensive operation as well, not only defensive. So yes, but in the meantime, I guess it's a good opportunity for Europe finally to wake up and to consider that the matter of security for Europe lies right now in Ukraine. And probably if all European countries will be aligned and there will be a strong willingness to increase the military production, not count on US suppliers, weaponry suppliers, to increase production in Europe and to build strategically a common network of defense for Europe, including Ukraine, because Ukraine has the most capable army in Europe for now. And we should definitely be formally, informally, in any way part of our common European security. So this is a good chance for you guys to show more commitment to Ukraine. And I'm pretty sure that if Europe will be united and aligned on this matter, you will replace definitely the lack of supply from the United States. Because you have United Kingdom, you have France, you have Germany with a huge defense clusters, which are able to replace the necessary amount of weapon for Ukraine.
The second largest army in Europe is Turkey. And they have said that they would be prepared to, you know where I'm going with this, but they've said that they'd be prepared to put boots on the ground as part of a peacekeeping force if there was a United Nations resolution that Russia approved of. Are we going to see a European multinational military force on the ground, like we did, for example, in Iraq, as a peacekeeping force? Would that be acceptable to Ukraine? And if so, under what conditions?
That's a really good point, David, because, Turkey is something that many people underestimate at this framework. Yeah, but Turkey is a kind of waving nation, if you know what I mean, like on the wages. Yeah, if Turkey will see that Putin is getting weaker, they will definitely stand at our side. Yeah. So they are watching for now. It's always like Kenyan Asian policies. If I'm not offending someone in this audience, yeah, forgive me. If I'm offending someone, yeah, please forgive me. Yeah, but Turkey for now is a watcher. So they will watch, they will track the situation, and as they will see that, conflict goes to profits of Ukraine, they will definitely be on our side. And look, we are very welcome for any kind of peace troops from any country here to Ukraine, regardless the nation. The United Kingdom, French, Germans, British, Turkish people are very welcome here. If that can stop Putin or create a stable and solid security guarantees for Ukraine.